Hey, what's up? I'm Travis.
I'm Danny.
And we are from We the Kings, and you are watching Eric live on air.
She takes me high. She takes me high. She takes me high. She takes me high. She wakes me up. She breaks me down. She's got me.
Alright, so I'm here with.
Is this me?
Yeah, this is
Hi, I'm Travis Clark from the band We the Kings.
we're here at King University. You guys are on the MTV. What was the
Campus Invasion Tour.
No, so this tour is kind of a little bit different because it seems like at each stop there's a couple different people that are different, right?
Right. It's it's us and Chitty Bang who are doing like the whole tour, and then like Fabulous is on tonight. Jason Derulo, I think Big Sean, Jay Sean, like a couple of those people are going to stop, and for a couple dates as well. I don't think so. I mean, we were saying that here in the green room. We were just like, dude, playing with Fabulous tonight, it should be sick. I think for the most part, everybody knows who like We the Kings is. Maybe it hasn't come to a show yet, so it's just it's our plan to go out there and play for them. Just do what we do, and if they like it, they're gonna like it. But I think ultimately people are fans of music, and it doesn't really matter what genre of music. It's just if they look like they're having a good time and play and they're talented and stuff like that, people kind of get into it. It's your Jaws theme song. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like we're fans of hip hop. I think even hip hop fans are fans of rock music. So it's a good mix, and you don't hear the same thing over and over and over again throughout a show. It's like really cool. It's almost like a mini festival or something.
Yeah. So what plans do you have besides this, the Invasion tour?
We're getting ready to do a bunch of radio shows in December, which is where we'll fly to a random city that's been spinning our new single "Say You Like Me" from the record we just put out called "Sunshine State of Mind." It's a lot of S's. But "Say You Like Me" is on radio right now, and we've luckily had a lot of success with it so far. So a bunch of these radio stations are kind of doing the same thing as the Campus Invasion Tour with MTV. Like we'll play with Katy Perry and Gym Class Heroes and Maroon 5, and then We the Kings. It's just a bunch of different type of acts at one show. So we're doing that all in December. It should be incredible.
Sounds like a freaking awesome lineup.
It is. And then we're going to South America with Take It Back Sunday in January. And I think we're doing a tour with Demi Lovato, who's another, person that, we love playing with, but it's also really cool because not only do we have the song together, but her fan base is much different than our fan base, and it's going to be cool to see how both interact.
I feel like you guys doing that song was almost like a genius idea, not only because it sounded awesome, but because her fans would naturally listen to it because she's in it, and your fans are obviously going to listen because it's you, and so it's just like both of you got hundreds and thousands of more fans all of a sudden just from one song.
Totally, and it's cool because that was her first time ever going to radio with a song, so it was kind of like her introduction to radio, and then for us it was like our introduction into kind of like the Disney world of things, where we gained a lot of really young fans, and in 5 years those young fans are going to be in high school and college, and we'll be playing high school and college shows and stuff like that, and they'll be fans and they'll remember when they heard about us through Demi Lovato. It's a cool mix, and for her, she's able to tour a lot because now she has her fans that want to see her, and then a lot of We the Kings fans are fans of Demi as well.
Yeah. Now a lot's changed since the last time I saw you, which was, I'm still trying to figure out how long ago. It was probably like 2.5 years, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
A ton of stuff has changed. The Rays have yet to win a World Series. I apologize.
It's alright. We're actually, Danny and I are, the drummer, were on TV.
He looks very upset just by me saying that.
Yeah, he's
sorry,
shaking his head.
Danny. I'm sorry.
We were on TV. They were in the playoffs, and the ESPN did a cut shot. So how sometimes they'll show fans just in agony, it's almost so. Danny's got his head, hands in his hair like this, and I'm just got this dead face, we're losing. And they put us on TV, and between the both of us, maybe got 50 or 60 text messages immediately. And it was just saw you guys on TV, saw you guys on TV, saw you guys on TV. It was funny because they saw us at our worst moment ever because the Rays were losing. But, they're a young team, and they have a lot of talent this coming year. So I think next year might be our year.
Bright future.
That's right.
I mean, I am a Yankees fan, but I have to admit that I was rooting for them for a while there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's actually hard to hate the Rays and hard to not root for the Rays when like your team's out or something, because we just have like a natural team. There's not a lot of money that goes into our team, and we do really well with what we have.
I mean, you were able to get involved with the Rays a lot, actually. I remember you did the Rays Baby Rays.
And that was in the 2008 Post Series, and then we've done actually 2 summer concert series. Like most of the teams in the MLB are doing these summer concert series where on Friday or Saturday they'll have a band play after the game, and we did 2 of them for the Rays in 2 different seasons, and it was awesome. You know, because the first time was their winning season, 2008. It was like a walk-off hit type thing, so everybody was like really intense and excited, and we played in front of 26,000 people. And then the second year that we played was another huge thing because they were on a winning season as well.
Yeah.
So we played for just a massive amount of people, and it's really cool to, you know, when you're growing up and you're trying to start a band, you never think that, hey, that stadium that we go to, like as kids with our parents and stuff like that, to, you know, watch a baseball game, we're gonna play there one day. Like you never really think of that. So like when we're out on the stage, playing in front of, you know, what looks like a sea of people, in the center field of our favorite team, our favorite baseball team, it's kind of surreal. And hopefully we'll be able to play next year. They tried to book us this year, but we were in Australia, so it didn't work out. But next year, I think, will be cool.
Well, it's really cool because, like, I mean, me as a baseball fan and a We the Kings fan, it's kind of nice that, like, one day I could possibly go and get both of them at the same night.
Exactly. I think a lot of people forget that we're just, like, in bands and artists and stuff, like, we're still normal people. You know, we love baseball. If you pinch us, we're gonna say ouch. You know, like a lot of people think that, ouch.
There you go.
A lot of people kind of put bands and artists like on this pedestal that like, oh, they're not like real people, but we're normal guys. We all grew up like little band dorks and stuff like that, and we love baseball and stuff like that. And it's like when people see us at a game, they're like, oh, you guys come to the game? I'm like, of course we do. Like, we're huge fans. We're fans of like other, you know, people see us at shows that we like to go to our friend shows and shows around the area that when we're home of bands that we like, and they're like, dude, you're here. It's like, yeah, of course we're here. We love music.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys have had a ton of success. I mean, you guys started out with Check Yes Juliet. That was, like, I think, really the thing that, like, brought you guys to light.
Definitely.
And after that, I mean, it kind of seems like you just keep coming out with more singles and quality albums, not even just singles. Because, I mean, a lot of bands, unfortunately, like, they put out the single and then you listen to the rest of the album, and sometimes it's like, I really like that one song, but
Right.
with you guys, I haven't really had that yet.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I take that as a compliment, because when we write a record, nothing is ever like, oh, let's write a single. You know, like, let's write something that is just, we know will go to radio. It's always like, hey, we have a record, does any song sound like it would go to radio? You know, so like, every single song has this amount of like, you know, emotion and passion and love that we put into every single song. So it's not like any song's getting like gypped because it's not radio friendly, you know, or something like that. So we try to write full records, and we never leave it up to like question as far as like what song's going to be a single. Or just kind of just go with it, and whatever song, you know, the fans like the best, we just kind of feel like that might be the right song to go to radio, so we just push it out.
Yeah.
And luckily it catches, and people. Yeah, I mean, even from an inside perspective, it is hard to keep track of like our lives. We have a different calendar for everything we do. We have like shows and flights and hotels and press and phone calls and meetings and just all these different things that we're supposed to keep track of. And so from day to day, we just lose our minds. You know, like not knowing where we're going to end up tomorrow morning. And so when people say like, "Hey, what are you guys doing after this?" It's like, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. We definitely try to stay on the move as much as possible, because it's like, you know, it's important to us to see the world and to continue to play shows, because if we tour year round, that means we'll hit, you know, the UK, Australia, Japan, Philippines, like those areas, South America, once or twice in the year, and then we'll be able to come back and do like a couple of US tours. It's like, and that's a whole year. Like, it's like a lot of traveling and stuff like that. But if you keep it consistent, you can really hit like this. You can kind of get in the flow of doing like a permanent route where you never really stop. with the exception of stopping to write and record a record.
Yeah.
So we tour, take a break and record a record, and then tour.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like it's a vicious cycle, but we love it. You know, it's like the best thing we could ever imagine doing.
When you hear bands Warped Tour, what do you think of?
I think of a lot of people just in a field and a big stage and loud music and just kind of I think of the party because it's an all-day festival, and it's just like when I used to go to Warped Tour to listen as a kid, I loved it, man. It was just like I would run from stage to stage and hear all my favorite bands. It was such a mix-up of bands, like different genres. And now that we're playing it, it's like I still do the same thing, but it's just do it backstage. At night, we just hang out with all the other bands, and I meet some of my favorite artists. It's just such a cool tour. I have one that actually is it combines both of us. We were in Orlando, Florida, at the House of Blues, and we walked out for the beginning of the set, and Danny wanted to have a taller drum riser, so I think he went from like a 2-foot riser to a 3-foot riser. And 3 feet, although it doesn't seem like very high, it's pretty high off the ground. So I went to jump up on his drum riser, and as I went to go jump, the lights cut out. I missed the ledge and like hit my shin instead.
Oh.
My guitar came down, broke like 3 strings, knocked his cymbals off, and when the lights came back on, nobody knew what had happened, but they were looking at me. I had a bloody leg, my guitar was broken, and cymbals were all over the ground, and we had to it was like one of the only times we actually had to stop a song. We were just like, hey, we cannot finish the song because it was just ridiculous. Like, what just happened? You know, we went out, lights cut off, they came back on, it was like a yard sale. Like, just everything was there, and people were like so bewildered at what had happened.
Yeah.
And I had to explain it. Like, I went to jump up, he had a 3-foot riser instead of a 2-foot riser, totally miscalculated my jump, and broke everything. So that was probably one of the biggest bloopers, and that includes Danny as well. Another one is, I think we were in somewhere in the middle of the country. It was like our last show, and I pulled one of Danny's cymbals down. Just kind of like we were like all of us. It was the last song. We were tackling each other on stage. Some of the other bands came out, and we're just trying to like do like tour pranks. And I pulled one of the cymbals down while Hunter and I were wrestling, and it hit him in the head and split his head open, and he had like 17 stitches.
Jeez.
Yeah, we've had stuff like that, like where people have given us baked goods that are a little creepy, but you know, we have this rule where we just don't eat baked goods because not because we think everybody's like that. It's just like we don't want to get sick and have to like feel like we were blaming like our fans for getting us sick. So that saves us from a lot of weird fan moments.
Yeah.
I would say one of the most bizarre ones. We got voodoo dolls once. And we were afraid, not that we believe in that stuff, but we were afraid of what would happen if we like threw them away or something like that. So we didn't know. We kept them for a while. No, I think we ended up having to toss them. So and we're still okay.
Well, it's good.
I mean, they meant well. They were just like, here we couldn't find action figures for you guys, but we got you voodoo dolls. It was a weird thing, but they meant well, I think. And then we've had people that have kind of like done like the whole tree hugger thing where they stand in front of our bus and refuse to leave until we come out, but we're like sleeping because it's in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crazy interactions.
Some dedication for your fans there. But alright, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, no worries, anytime.